but when we were off air before we got onto this, we kind of talked about your participation in like productivity culture, grind set shit, self-actualization, and then you've also just kind of walked us through your like kind of workout / drug routine. What's your personal philosophy on how you like what do you want to get out of your days? Why do you grind? Like what's the, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a really broad question, but
I am so why do I grind? Like the motivation behind it?
Why do you grind, and what are you trying to grind towards is maybe the thing. Pause. Yeah.
Survival for one. Like I'm doing like despite being like that whole progressive thing, I am very much like in everything but bigotry. I'd like
achievement oriented.
No, like just patriarch.
Oh.
Like soul breadwinner. I go to the mines. The wife is with the kid. I try to be like hands-on. Like I try to break like a lot of those patriarchal stereotypes in that regard. But like a lot of like in many different ways, like I embody like those patriarchal ideals, unfortunately. Like and I didn't ask for it, but I just happen to be thrusted into it. Like society has a way of like sorting you into those boxes. I'm a big like black man, soul breadwinner. I go to the gym. I wake up early. All this other stuff. Like I fit into those things very well. And then I get in front of a camera and then try to disobey him as much as I can. Why do I do that? Survival. Trying to make sure that like I am able to provide the best life that I can while I can. And then secondly, this like YouTube shit is amazing. Like it's very satisfying and fulfilling. It's probably the only thing outside of family that like I really enjoy. So like being here and the motivation to be here and make things that actually last, because otherwise like I get really sad because I'm just like, what's the point? I get like very existential about it. I'm just like, what am I gonna leave? And these videos are for life. Like the songs that I make, like the people that you affect, really that's the biggest thing. And like I'm just like, okay, if I could make one person's life better in doing this, then that's good. Because when I die, like at least like that happened. And what if I could do that at scale? It's very narcissistic, mind you. Yeah, like it's very self-absorbed. Like if you think that like you could get in front of people and then like talk and they should listen to you, it's very self-absorbed. I know that about myself, and I'm trying to use that to some net positive by providing people with stuff to make them feel less alone, providing them with rhetoric that could make them, feel more validated in their humanity, and fight bigotry in a way that I know how to because of the way that I show up and the fact that I grew up in a conservative household in the Caribbean. So I know how conservatives talk. I know the reductionist propaganda. So I could speak it, I could get into rooms, and I could attack it in a way that your typical blue-haired, feminists wouldn't be able to, because they don't get in them rooms. I get in them rooms.
Yeah.
Like people don't think I'm pronouncing. So like, I mean, like they be thinking, they just be like, all right, like, yeah, let them in the barbershop.
No, and not the average normie. They're like, nah, come on in. You're good.
Yeah, you good. And then like I come with some, hey.
Until you smile with that wrong curve, and then they're like, wait a second.
Shit, we let them in.
Ah, shit.
God damn it.
It's a bottom. You got a bottom spot.
Yeah, fuck. A Trojan whore. Shit.
A Trojan whore is bad.
What? Okay, so it seems like that extends beyond just the like content thing, because it seems like, as you were describing, it seems like it's a personality thing, and I relate to that. Like I very much relate to that. You work out and take care of yourself as well. That seems to also be part of it, and that kind of fits in that patriarchal thing, but maybe isn't core for survival, and maybe isn't core to your sort of content journey, or maybe it is. Maybe that's tied in there. So, but it seems like it's a more broad desire for like purpose, drive, achievement, something like that related. So I'm wondering if that's in it, or if I'm misinterpreting, or
no, you're right. Like the working out part in part stimulates like my brain, because immediately after I work out, like I am able to think better. Or a lot of my great ideas, like titles, thumbnail ideas, like particular things just fall into place.
Comes when you got that baby aspirin and caffeine running through your veins.
Exactly. No, for real. And just like and like observations that you make living life. Like I see it essentially as I have like peaks and valleys of creativity where there's a peak, I do something, it's great, I get it done, and then I can't do anything else. That's how I know that I need to ingest more inspirational stuff. So I need to be out in the world as much as possible. So like as much worldly experience as I could get, I try to do as many side quests as possible. I try to put myself in positions that like touch grass, have hobbies outside of this, because this will take from you, especially streaming. Like this will take from you in like a very big way. So playing with my son, like doing things that I really wouldn't do. And like working out, of course, like that's the athletic part, being like a college athlete. But also I really think it's more so about I enjoy the and this is really conservative in thinking, but like I enjoy like levels. I enjoy playing games. Yeah. And I do see like working out like as
self-actualization.
It's like getting better. Like I'm like, okay, increasing weight here, better performance speed wise here, just like, and I track my workouts so like I could see I'm getting better, I could see when I'm getting worse. I have a really bad habit. I check my weight every morning except for the weekend. It's bad. Yeah. But like I'm able to like look at like a macro trend and see where I'm going. It's all a game. Like it's genuinely, I treat it as a game. I didn't know y'all niggas had cards. I'm interested to see these cards.
So here's the deck of cards that we already. Sorry, let me get it in focus. So here's the deck of cards that we have already. So it's a red flag. The idea is every single card is a prompt. Is this a red flag in dating? So you play it as a conversational card game. It fucking goes off. It's great at a dinner party. Everybody can talk about what they think about dating, all that kind of shit. I played it a ton when you have people over. It's very, very good for hosting.
Y'all are some industrious Negroes. I mean, I am endlessly impressed. Impressed, but both.
But that said, on top of the It's a Red Flag card game, we've got a new card game called In All Seriousness, which we're taking pre-orders for now. The link and all of that stuff will be in the description. But it's a new format. It's 100 cards instead of just the 50 from the old one, and every single card has 2 prompts on it. It's one that's a serious, intimate, in-depth conversation to help you kind of draw closer to other people through conversation, and another that's just some unserious, dumb fucking bullshit for you to have a little bit of a laugh about. So you get to decide kind of the tone for each moment in the conversation like we do during the podcast. So look, it's going to ship later on this month. Put in your orders now. Everybody who's a member of the channel, Patreon and YouTube, will get a 10% discount on top of the pre-order discount. So getting your orders, getting your memberships now. And when we ship this thing out, get ready to have some of the deepest and dumbest conversations of your life. You know what I'm saying? Much appreciated.
That was the ad read. Damn.
That was the ad read.
That motherfucker's good. That boy's good.
I thought he was just telling me. Like, that was so good, bro. Like,
yeah, damn. Yeah, you definitely have the makeup of a man who wakes up at 3 a.m. and has just like a routine from then and there out. Absolutely.
Kinda. But like, if the problem with that is if I deviate away from that routine, I'm useless. I'm also useless after 12. The reason why like I wake up that early is because I'm trying to fit everything in until about 3 p.m. Because like people don't realize like we're not meant to like have like these like long ass work days and work hour days. Like you're only gonna get maybe about at best 2 hours of quality work out of your work
a day.
Like out of your work day. Like an 8-hour work day, a lot of that is waste. Almost like quality reps. Like when you're in the gym, if you're doing like a set of 12, the whole 12 isn't going to be the stuff that's actually making the muscle. It's going to be like that. You got about like 3 reps where you're just warming up.
Starting.
That fourth, you're starting. That 4th rep might like be moving the needle forward. And then that 5th rep and that 6th rep is the reps that actually is going to like tear the muscles, and then you're going to rebuild that. And then the rest of that is just bad form, and it's not really, it's waste. So
now I also don't want to shoot you bail because you kind of you sort of did like a rolling stop through a point about it being conservative, and so it's all good. We support you, and we're allies to the differently abled and the neurodivergent on this podcast, so we with you, no problems. Let us know if there's any accommodations we can make. We can play. Actually, we should probably add to the stream like a little like one of those little Minecraft, what I'm saying, walkthroughs, just that's playing in one thing for the whole episode. So to keep
Subway
you
Surfer,
that will actually
Subway Surfer thing.
Yeah.
Now, I've been thinking
I
about
need
it. But the thing that I wanted to shoot you bail on is I think that that's really fair. I think that the quiet part that you're not saying, or that the part that's implicit in that, is a desire for achievement and success and self-actualization that minimizes harm to others during that journey and doesn't require stepping on other people. I mean, there's some of that that's inherent to, you know, depending on what system you're operating in or whatever. But I think the quiet part is it's okay to want to be better as long as you're not harming other people while you're doing it or stepping on other people to do it. And I think that's fine. And that doesn't have to be a conservative. There doesn't have to be a conservative monopoly on self-actualization.
Yeah, like, I think you could take it a step further and begin to recontextualize things that we understand to be conservative versus what we don't. Like, if you take it back, like political science hat on, like, these things didn't come with labels. Like, they were just concepts. They were just people that thought, you know, philosophers that thought, and they dispersed concepts, and people consumed concepts. They took what they liked, they took what they didn't like, they took what they thought was productive, they took what they thought wasn't productive. It was until like you began to get these prepackaged ideologies and develop them, and then said, okay, those concepts from St. Augustine, you put them in here. Those concepts from Locke, you put them in here. And then you could just say, okay, this is conservatism, this is liberalism. And you don't have to know what these things actually mean. You could just say I'm that. You could just say I'm that. And that's the end of the discussion. When you don't have to understand thoroughly what is in those boxes as far as what conservatism actually means, what liberalism actually means, then you can essentially not argue or engage with it. Like, you could essentially say that you're that, not know what it means, and that's the end of the discussion. And that ends up meaning that, like, people that are in column A don't have to interact with column B, and they can say that anything in column A, they just don't vibe with. So there's a lot of things that's maybe worth vibing with in column A that you just wrote off simply because you've already branded it as a particular prepackaged
as
ideology.
one way or the other. But see, the one thing that I find really interesting is watching certain things that are neutral or new to the culture or have been kind of niche, watching them, like watching the population slowly decide what they are. Because like if it were like 2008 and we were talking about where does self-actualization fall on the spectrum, it would have been neutral or maybe even slightly left-leaning when you think about like kind of girl boss stuff and hustle culture. But then slowly it felt like it became, you know, then it's the Jordan Petersons and then it's the Gary V's and then it's, you know, there's that man, and it kind of we over time go, I think this is actually aligned with this. While people who are kind of on the more left quietly and silently and softly are doing the exact same thing, because it's lots of people who are progressive are fucking hustle. Like if you really talk to, they're like super hustle culture. Calendar looks crazy, all that kind of stuff, but it's not. You don't talk about it as a virtue. It's like I'm not going to acknowledge that I'm trying, because that's fascist, kind of. Not I'm exaggerating, but you know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, I mean, and you also have a situation where not only like you have you have figureheads of particular things, just co-opting them and then turning them into it. I mean, like an extreme example is, of course, like just a symbol like the Nazi symbol. Like that's been co-opted. Like a lot of these things are co-opted and then turned into signifies as something that is a particular ilk, and then you just don't engage with it. But more importantly, like if you look at the gym example, like, you know how much homoeroticism is in gym? Like the word gym and like the concept of gym came back from
that Greek shit.
Yeah, that Greek shit. And like that was niggas naked.
Gymnasium. Don't that mean two dicks touching each other? Two dick tips touching? That's how it translates, I think.
I think, it does have something like, it is extremely homoerotic. Yeah. And like somewhere along the line,
this nigga Josh about to Google it.
You about to find some other shit, Josh. I ain't gonna lie.
Does like, gymnasium mean two dick tips touching?
It was competition.
What does
it was
gymnasium mean?
Niggas competing.
Okay, naked. we gotta get into this main episode.
That's how it ends.
Once we look that up.
That's how.
Is there any questions in the chat that we haven't addressed that we need to, or any closing remarks around the gymnasium, the bathhouse, the sauna that Foreign would like to grace us with?
I mean,
about about sandals on tiles culture.
sandals
not know.
on tiles culture.
Wow.
You know this
Yeah.
very well. It does mean that, right, George?
Oh,
To do
wow.
something, touching.
No, actually, okay. So the word gymnasium is derived from gunmazo, meaning exercise, and gunmos, meaning naked or loin clothed. So yeah, bunch of big buff niggas.
Dick ups.
Yep.
Dick ups.
Looking for butt sex with some rough buck necks or whatever that was. That Tyler.
Was
created.
that Tyler? That was a Tyler Creator bar right there.
Yes,
I didn't
it
expect
was.
that right now.
Hey, again, you're an ally. Well, let's leave it off on that one.
All right. Ending the
Pick up
stream.
chat.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see y'all next week in the chat. Peace, peace, peace.